Let's talk Tanya for the 4th of Cheshvan. Today we start a new chapter in Etz Hachayim, chapter 26, which is a rather lengthy chapter. And with the birth of Chasidus, and that's Chasidus in general, and specifically Chabad Chasidism, so there became a bigger focus on studying Chasidus, which Chasidus in general belongs to the realm of Nistar, the hidden parts of Torah. Torah in general is divided into the Nigla and the Nistar, the revealed part of Torah, the hidden part of Torah. The hidden part of Torah is the esoteric part of Torah, Kabbalah, the Sefer of the Zohar, the works of the Arizal, and the many other Kabbalists. And then later, the ideas of Kabbalah are expanded upon and elucidated in the works of Hasidus. Then there's the revealed parts of Torah. The revealed parts of Torah is the Talmud, is the Shulchan Aruch, and primarily the revealed parts of Torah are to inform us that which is allowed and that which is not allowed, that which is pure and that which is impure, that which is kosher, that which is not kosher. And obviously with the inception of Chassidus, so understanding exactly the role of each one of these areas of Torah became more important to understand. What is the purpose of each one of them? Which one is the primary study? And this chapter, chapter 26, will shed light on all of that. And the way the Alter Rebbe presents this is the Alter Rebbe starts and he quotes a somewhat lengthy citation from the Zohar. The Zohar, which is the primary work of Kabbalah, written by Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, lived some 2,000 years ago. And there's one passage over there which is seemingly bizarre, very puzzling. And there, in the Zohar, it is stated as follows. It says that right now we live in a world which is dominated by the Etz Hadaas Toivara, which means the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And therefore, because we live in a world which is dominated by that, so therefore our Torah study also reflects that. So what is the Torah that we learn about? The Torah that we learn is about that which is about the objects of this world, which are all under the dominion of the Etz Hadaas, the tree of knowledge, because there's this mixture of good and evil within it. And therefore we're studying about what is permitted and what is not permitted, what is allowed, what is not allowed, what is pure, what is impure. But that is because we live in a world right now which is an Etz Hadaas world. However, when Mashiach comes, and by the way, through the study of Kabbalah and through the study of the Zohar, we bring Mashiach. And when Mashiach comes, so at that time the world will no longer be dominated by the Etz Hadaas, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And to the contrary, at that time it will be an Etz Hachayim world, the tree of life world. So then when Mashiach comes, what will be our preoccupation in the study of Torah? Then we will be studying the Etz Hachayim part of Torah. And what is that? That is Kabbalah. So when Mashiach comes, we will no longer be studying anymore the Talmud, will no longer be studying anymore the revealed parts of Torah, which is what we primarily study today, but rather when Mashiach comes, it'll be the study of the Kabbalah, and by extension, I guess, also the study of Chasidus. And the Alter Rebbe says that if you look at this piece of the Zohar, at first glance, it seems to be very strange. And there are numerous questions that we can ask on that. And today the Alter Rebbe asks a few, and the Alter Rebbe then continues on that in tomorrow's Tanya. Number one, the implication of the Zohar is that when we say Etz Hachayim hi l'machazikim ba, which is a reference to Torah, we say that Torah is the tree of life to those who hold fast to it. So that's a reference to Kabbalah. As opposed to Nigla, the revealed part of Torah, which is related to the Etz Hadaas. And the Alter Rebbe says, how can you say that? It's something that we take for granted, and we know that the entirety of Torah, every single word of Torah that we study, whether it's Kabbalah, whether it's the Talmud, whether it's the Mishnah, whether it's Shulchan Aruch, regardless of what it is, all of that is included in the Etz Hachayim. This is all the tree of life to which we hold on to dearly. Especially since this is written in the Zohar. When the Zohar was written, Kabbalah was hidden, and there were very, very select few holy individuals were privy to the teachings of Kabbalah. So the implication would be that the vast majority of the Jewish people, the 99% of the Jewish people who were studying the Talmud, they never came in contact with the Etz Hachayim. They never came in contact with the tree of life part of Torah. And they're only studying the Etz Hadaas part of Torah. And that's something Alter Rebbe says is very, very difficult to stomach, very difficult to say that is the case. Furthermore, the Alter Rebbe says, the author of the Zohar, Reb Shimon bar Yochai, we know that he was, the Talmud tells us that he had to hide in a cave for 13 years together with his son when he was running away from the Romans. And what was he doing during that time? He was studying Mishnah. He was studying the revealed part of Torah. So even if you're going to argue that the rest of the Jewish people, unfortunately, the Kabbalah was not revealed to them, so therefore they had no option other than to study the other part of Torah, the Etz Hadaas part of Torah. But Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, he was the author of the Zohar. He knew Kabbalah. So if he knew Kabbalah, why was he wasting his time with the study of the Talmud, the Mishnah, which is the Etz Hadaas, when he had access to the Etz Hachayim? So there's obviously something that we're misunderstanding in the Zohar, which we have to understand better. But before we get there, in tomorrow's Tanya, the Alter Rebbe is going to ask another question on the Zohar.